Okay, let's see a few things here. Let's get the stream going. I seem to have a few things audio-wise that I need to check. That sounds okay. I hope it sounds alright in the stream as well. Let me just make sure. So today we're on Pro Tools, as per usual. Going to be making something a little bit more dark and hard-hitting this time. Just checking the audio. Yep, that sounds fine. Yeah, last week I created something. It was quite sort of whimsical type of, and I don't know if that's the right word, but sort of a beautiful style music. And I think this week we're just going to focus more on darker hitting stuff. But start from something moody, something like that. Why is my mouse not registering here? Okay. What on earth? Okay, here we go. Cool. So, like I usually do every week, I start from scratch. I have nothing planned really. I just have an idea maybe of what type of music-ish I'll be making. And this week I'll try something darker, harder hitting. We'll see where we end up. But as with anything, it's not going to be massively long. And of course, I only have 4 hours, so I've got to I have to sort of keep the flow quite sort of fast paced. So in order not to like waste time too much. So it's not super in detail mixing and stuff like that. But I will be producing music nevertheless, and hopefully it will be all right. So we'll start with making a master fader here. I just had this for the testing purposes. Some crazy slammy perk. I don't know if it's crazy slammy, but to me it's pretty hard hitting. So that was just so that I could test that everything works fine. I shall throw a maximizer in. I don't want to put it too high, but just to boost the master volume a little, levels a little bit. Okay. So we don't really have much to start with, but this is the basic session here. I picked a tempo of 90. It just felt right. I mean, I don't know. Just try something, but I guess we'll see when we get a little bit further in the making of process. I shall create 8. Just 8 is just a random number. New instrument tracks, so that we get some options here. Because I know I'll be using many of them. I think I'll start with some kind of boom. Let's start the track with a boom of some sort, like a big boom to start with. I think keep forest stuff is usually pretty good for that kind of thing. Trailer hits, maybe booms, hybrid. Let's see what we have here. Some kind of a like opening for the thud for the track. Just turn it down a little bit. This tends to be pretty loud. Yeah, something like that, but not quite that exactly. Let me just name it. Opening boom. Maybe even a G there. Opening boom. So yeah, we have something to open the track with. It's maybe a little too much. So what I want is, what I'm looking for is some kind of a sort of, a little bit more like that. Some kind of opening thud, not like massively slammy. That's a little too messy. It would be nice to have that whoosh lead in. That's a little too much. Yeah. That's a little too soft, maybe. So you know what? That's not bad. The first one we really tried. So I'm just gonna throw that in there quick. And let it play through. Definitely using the click at this point. So obviously the timing of that wasn't quite perfect. I don't know exactly the lead-in time, so I'm having to guess a little bit. But let's see. Let's take it to like a little early there. We want it to hit exactly. Oh, hey, Raza. Good luck with music production tonight. Thanks, man. Kapow. Yeah, thanks for dropping by. Feel free to listen through if you want, but yeah, cool of you to even just stop by. So let's see. Let's see then. How's your day been anyway? So it's a little early there. That sounds pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty much on the beat. So the lead in will start before the beat, and then on the beat we want the thud. Okay, not too bad of a start. Then I think I just want some kind of a carpet of sound in the background. So some kind of a drone synth-ish type background sound. So let's just call it texture 1, just because, well, easy naming. keep the name simple. Let's not overcomplicate things. What would have maybe even this might be good from the Keep Forest. This Keep Forest library is really good. Raza, meh, gonna go blast some cyberpunk baddies. We'll check back later for final product. All right, cool, man. Have fun in cyberpunk. I really like that. Actually like that game. The music might be, I don't know, somewhere in that realm. So yeah, whenever you feel like dropping back in, feel free to. But I'm not, no promises. So let's see where this goes. But have fun with cyberpunk, Raza. So let us see what we can find here. Ooh, that's pretty hefty. There's a really long sort of tail that it then starts looping. Okay, that's maybe a little too much, but you know what? I'm going to save this sound because it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool sound. So I'm not going to use it for the texture, so I'll rename this track as hard, what would you call that? Synth block. Just leave it there for later use, because it sounds like the sort of thing I might use. Might be a little too harsh, but we'll see. But we're now still looking for the texture. Oh, texture? Texture. Is that right? Yeah, okay. Typing. Not my strong suit, apparently. Yeah, we'll see. So from Contact again, I'll be checking through the same library. Keep Forest. Devastator seems like it might have some good stuff. So I'm just kind of looking for a drone type thing that would work in the background really well. That would just kind of, you know, have somewhere in the background. Soft Brahms? No, not Brahms. Let's see from the expansion then if there's anything more. Reverse, TikTok, gritty. Nah, not really. We don't want signature. Signature sounds generally are kind of very sort of clear on the surface type sounds. So we don't necessarily want those here. Loops? Let's check some tonal loops. I don't think this is the category. I think I'm gonna have to go to a different library for the background texture, but let's see. These are pretty cool sounds. I'm not gonna lie. Might use these later. Yeah, this is This is exactly the sort of thing I'm looking for, really. For the later on, not in the beginning. So I will definitely save this again. But yeah, these are definitely more like loops. Oh, that's a little hard on you. Yeah. But that's pretty cool. I'm gonna keep that. I'm actually saving this. I'll name it as synth loop sig thing because it seems more signature than anything else. So failed attempt number 2 was that, but we're finding instruments along the way that might fit this track, so that's okay. So let us then see. Should we just make something ourselves, or maybe here in the ED? These are like synth, sort of synth atmospheric sounds. So let's see that. These are a little bit too. Maybe a lower octave. Let's see. Too much in. I don't like that harmonic. This could be alright. I like this. Well, let's not pull it out from there. Let's pull it out from here. Yeah, let's use this one. Let's just start with this. Let's just kind of loop this a couple of times. See where it goes then with the other instruments. This is just like a background. So background for the intro, really. So it does end a little. It does have a bit of a quick release, which I think I might just make the release a little bit. It's kind of okay. You gotta imagine other sounds there as well, not just this sound, because obviously this won't carry alone. Yeah, and just making those overlap a little bit so the break between them isn't quite as harsh. Okay. Not bad. Not a bad start. So we have that, and then we need something else. We need something else, of course, for the background as well. So that's just one element. I need something wider. So I'm just gonna go with texture 2, and start building that sort of soundscape with just having more than just one instrument there. I could try something. No, I'll stick to this for now. Something amazing is going on over there. These names are terrible. They don't say anything about the actual samples or the instrument, but hey. This is pretty good. It has massively long tail. might be a little bit too long the tail. Let's see if I can actually... I could always kind of... Is it the reverb? Here in effects. That is so long. Here's the convolution reverb. There's a lot of wetness, but where is it? Size 100. I do like the sound, but it's just a little long. Let's just... Also, attack is a little too much. Yeah. So something like that. I'm also trying to come up with some kind of melodic thing. Not melodic, but like, what is the theme here? Or what kind of sort of tonal thematics there might be. I'm just going to throw an EQ here because this gets quite muddy. This specific sound. I'm going to remove the low end. We don't need that for this. And then control the... this here a little bit. I made it dynamic, so basically I'm just compressing it when it gets a little too crazy. You can see here it doesn't completely remove these frequencies, but when it gets above certain level, then it will be compressing it. So that's something I'm gonna do. And then let's see. So this is just for the background. We're gonna have another smaller hit there probably. Just add little tonal things there. Yeah, a little bit like that. It stops here. The other instrument, I think I'm actually going to keep going. I want a longer build, somewhere like a minute and a half maybe. Just to add all sorts of elements coming in later on. Like here. Here we might have a drop. Or some kind of a change of pace. But I think until then, I'm going to keep building on it. So I will actually remove this segment. This third one here. And we'll put this. Shorten this a little bit, and I will then loop. I'll add a couple of more of these. How many more do I need actually? 1, 2. Okay, I'll just do this actually easier for now. Just there, and then make sure that those time right. Where's the first one? Just 1 bar further. There we go. And now we have this same thing. And then I'll extend the end of this to the other ones. The same, you know, kind of same thing what we played before. So that we have the ending sort of match. I'll also remove some of the low end here because I feel like there's too much. I'll do similar treatment to the other, as with the other instrument. There's just a little bit too much of the low end. Also, I'll remove a little bit more of the very lowest end, but add a little bit here for the 100 because this one needs to have a little bit more of the lower, but there's just a little too much. So that's our frame. Or I don't know if that's a frame, but that's our like texture background. We won't come in with these yet. Not yet, but we'll see about those later. Hey, Ella, Mr. Tanuki from Space Explorer to music creator. Yeah, I know. Yeah, Mondays are always music production. All the other days are gaming of all sorts of variety. But yeah, Mondays are music Mondays for me. How's it going, Ella? Feeling better? You were a bit ill, weren't you? Hopefully you're feeling a little bit better this time. Oh, I didn't know that. Do you work with music? Yeah. I have done. Let's say I'm not unfamiliar with that side of things, but no, I don't want to take any pressure through that. I mean, mostly I've done just production music, trailer music, that kind of stuff, and just all sorts of fun projects and things. And music has in past been my profession, but yeah, I'm feeling a little better today. A little better. Have a doctor appointment on Thursday. Okay. Well, I hope it's it really sounds fun. The music production or feeling better. Probably both is a good thing. Yeah, no, it's fun. It can be. Music can get, as with anything else, I suppose, it can get a little bit high pressure, and not so much fun. But this is exactly what I'm doing here. Is just a bit of fun, and that's what we're sort of planning with this whole thing. What is the idea of these streams, basically? I think I'll add some interesting effects. So like pluck effects here. I'll also copy the EQ already because I know I can remove this one, but I know I don't need the low end for this. Did you like the Outer Wilds ending? Oh, I very much liked it. It was very good. I think it was the perfect type of ending. I wouldn't have had it any other way, honestly. I like the fact that they didn't really try and force some kind of story, like I don't know, like something for the sake of conclusion or something like that, you know? Like they stuck with it. They gave us it was dealing with the fact that time is finite for us, but then new things start from when all time has come for the old things, new things come after. I don't know if I'm explaining. I put a video on YouTube where I briefly explain. It's at the end of the VOD, basically, when the credits are going. I talk a little bit about it. But the whole game is just amazing. Honestly, just so well done. So much love put into it. And yeah, very cool. I loved it. Yeah. Yeah, I feel ya. I had some people complain about the world ending. Well, you can't blame them. No, but really, I just don't think, like, I don't think anything else would have felt quite as impactful, you know? And like, I like that they give the sense of life coming from death in a way, you know? But not in a grim way, but still in a very sort of definite way. You have come to your time has come, so to speak, and so has the others. But yeah, very cool. What else? It's just the depth they were able to put in it, I think. The whole story, the depth of the story, and then still you had so much cool gameplay, and all the puzzles, they weren't like, Sudoku or something like that. They were world puzzles and kind of related to everything, and they made sense and made you feel part of the world. And then flying ships in space and all that. It's a really really kind of a cool achievement, in my opinion, from the team. So let's try something here. A sound high, mid. Let's go with medium. Ella, yeah, it can be somewhat overwhelming at times. The whole we're on an actual timer. Yeah, and if you do start like really sort of getting depressed about how it relates to the real world, because it's very much what's happening to our universe as well, then I guess people could get a bit depressed, but it's not our time. Like, this is not things. There's the eventuality of end always. You just have to kind of come to peace with it, I think. Learn to appreciate what you have now and not always think about what will come a year from now, for example. I guess we've all learned that this previous year. Oh, sorry about that. It's pretty loud. So I want some kind of like crazy cymbal sound here. Maybe not. Trash metal? No, I don't. This is kind of good, but it's too far. Maybe the low cymbal has more of these. I'm looking for like sound effect types, like scrapes and bows and that kind of thing. Like these. Exactly these. Yeah. This is the stuff I'm looking for. Yeah, but good to hear, Ella, that you're feeling better. I'm really happy that I got to experience that game, and really happy that you guys were there here and there throughout, chatting and experiencing it with me and helping me out at times, or at least sharing the experience. It was very cool. So I'm gonna add to this nope, that's too much. That. It's in the same key. That works quite nicely. I'll add some of the other scrapes later, just to add to the soundscape. Just adding all sorts of textures here. Nothing too fancy. I like this sound actually. I'm gonna add this every other bar. So now again. I think that's pretty cool. Yeah. And again here. And then I'm gonna repeat it here. At the end. And that could give us the drop that drops into the break. I think that's all right. We shall see. Some of the timings weren't quite perfect, so let us see a little bit about it. That's a little bit late. I think most of them were okay. So that's 3. That's a little early there, so Yeah, it's basically half bar. Do the same for everything else here, and we should be okay. Just adds a little bit extra. That was a little weird timing there. Maybe a little later. Okay, so I don't want to overplay that, but I think it's good. I do think I want some kind of a little heartbeat type thing going on in the background. So I'm going to go low beat intro. Low beat intro, and I'm just going to basically add a little bass bass drum kick type thing there. And that could come from this synth. I think this has pretty decent kicks. Just go with kick 1. Let's just turn it down. Okay, that's a little too soft for me. I don't... Yeah, I could have a little... Let's, the release... Okay, this needs a little tweaking. Doesn't quite work. Something like that, but a little bit more muffled. So first of all, let's take the very lowest end off, because I don't want that there. And then some of the high end probably could go as well. I'm just playing around here. This is sounding something like from a PS3 horror game. Okay, well, that's a compliment. All right, well, you know what? I'm taking it as a compliment. So old school sound maybe, but it's not a bad thing. Yeah, I think I'll bring it up. So this is the intro part, basically building it up slowly. And then I'll have something a little more hard hitting at the end. Which maybe will be a little bit more, well, we'll see. But dark, definitely dark. And you're saying horror game, basically that kind of a feel, yeah. So these just repeat. I think I'll just stop there and actually go in and cheat a little bit to save some time. 1, 2, 3, those are eighth notes. And I can just copy this basically. And so that will save me a little, oop, I didn't mean to do that. Save me a little bit of time. And I won't have to play through the whole thing, as you can see. And this I can remove because I don't want it. That's fine. And then I think I'll also go from just to mod wheel it so that I will start with even more muffled, and then it will get clearer towards the end. So you won't really hear it in the beginning as much. But then I can turn it up a little bit. Yeah, that's okay. Might be a little too much early on. Yeah, just go a little, start building it up here a little more. Maybe turn it down just a tad in the mix. it will give us some structure, kind of feel of a little bit of drive, so it's not just some textures going crazy in the background and nothing's kind of moving forward. This will just give us that little bit of and like I said, I haven't planned anything beforehand, so it's a bit of a, you know, discovery adventure thing. Definitely a game music feel to it. That's kind of definitely partially the idea. We have these coming in maybe later. Something like that later on, but not yet. We'll need to build up to it, and there were some cool things here, like this. If you can imagine something like this with what I just played with the perk, pretty cool sounding stuff, I think. That's kind of weird. Anyway, but let's move on with the intro here. We need some more things. I think we might need the softer and not more booms, but just the very soft ones. That's a pretty good one. So, because this is a very in-your-face kick. And of course we have that beat there, but we want something here like these kind of things every now and then. That's way too much. I don't want that. This kind of stuff is fine. That kind of stuff. It just kind of gives that little vroom. Again, drives it forward, gives a little feeling of different sequences, that kind of thing. A little late there. And then last one. Maybe repeat the one from the intro. Actually, I didn't record it, so I have to do a retrospective record here. And then this one I did not like, so I'll just remove it. And I do believe this is... Let me check it with the click. That's pretty good. So let's just... What if I make it an even... just before that. Yeah, that's fine. And then I'll do the same for all of these. Make sure that they're in good order with the click. So here. That's fine. Here. And move that forward. You can see it a bit late. We want it to hit on the beat. The little whoosh comes before that, but the actual sort of hardest part needs to hit the beat. Okay, so here we go. There we have something, and then I'll just copy this for the drop. See if I can go without ruining it. And how long is it here before? Okay, a little less than 1 beat, and that's the same, yeah. So we can hear the ending here. And there will be some kind of a change of pace and sound. Okay. So I do think I need some kind of a pulse. That's not bad. The overall sound is pretty good. I might control that a little bit more, that low end, or sort of lower mid moody parts. Feels a little bit loud. Do it here as well. Of course, the boom doesn't have... I'll probably just copy the kick. And of course, because the kick and the boom, they're kind of fighting for space. I think I want the boom to have priority. Let me think a little bit, because I think I'm just going to send one of them. Yeah, so I think I'll send this boom. I'll just send this to the bus 5, 6, and then what I can do is I can sidechain it here. So I'll go to bus 5, and this is the beat, the kick, the beat thing. And every time the boom happens, I can make it so that this is sidechained, and it uses that that bus to determine if this reacts to it or not. So just as an example, you can see this reacting there. I'm just exaggerating it now. So when the whoosh happens, the low whoosh, it will be controlling the kick. Now it's a little too aggressive, so we want the kick back as soon as the whoosh has happened. But we don't really want them to compete over the same space too much. So let us see again. Yeah, I think that's fine. So just so that we don't have too much low end going on in those beats. Okay, a little mix, extra mix thing there. Then I will need some kind of I think sound plucky thing. So this actually didn't end up being pluck, so I'll rename it as symbol scream. No, what would be a good one? I don't know, scratch. Anyway, symbol scream. I don't know. Why don't I have that word in my vocabulary? Anyway, right. So this will be the sort of pluck FX thing then. And if I could only spell, that would help. We just turn it down a little bit, make sure. And here we go. So we'll pick something, and I do want some kind of a maybe loop type thing even here. So let me just see what kind of loops here. I'm definitely going to put some TikToks because it just seems to fit this kind of thing. Tonal loops, let's just check quickly what they have. We just need to turn it down quite a bit. I don't want this to be on the surface at all. It's not necessarily bad, but it's a little too... I might use this later. These are a little too much sampled. This kind of thing could work. So if I just kind of I think what I could do with this is make it so that it's more muffled in the beginning, so filtered, and then I'll open up the filter towards the end of this sort of. So let's see. So I'll play it like this now, but I will change it in a bit to be more muffled here. Put more reverb on it so it's not quite as, you know, in your face and on the surface. I just want to play it through so I hear what it's like. Actually, no, I won't play it through. I want to be a little faster about it. I'll add it all the way there. And then just check the end. We need a little longer. Okay, that's not the right spot. I'm going to play it all the way to the end. There. That's good. And then, of course, make sure that it starts on the beat so it's timed. Right, so here we have it. However, yeah, like I said, that is way too much in your face at the moment. So I will, first of all, let's take the very lowest of low ends off. Let's throw that to 120. But what I will do is I will automate a low pass. So it will start very muffled. This band 6 here is now a low pass. I will activate the automation on it and the band 6 frequency, add it to the automation, and now I can automate it. So I'll leave it at this spot because that's where I want to start, probably-ish. Could even start a little lower just in case, because I don't really want to hear it in the beginning almost at all. So now you can hear it doesn't actually, you don't hear anything really, because it's so much filtered. But if I now slowly start opening it up, it will slowly open up. You hear more and more of the high end. So again, to add a little bit more, something to, I think I'll leave it fairly close though. Maybe even adjust it so that we open up a little bit more towards the end and not so much here in the middle yet. And then I will go and add a bit of a reverb, get some of the dryness out of it. Save the project, always a good idea. So yeah, I'll take a little bit of the dry away. This is usually the default is pretty good. Just want some of the dryness off. The very sort of driest, it's just too much. Because it's still there, but it's just more in the mix now. Might even go a little bit less dry and early. I think that's pretty good. And then I might have to mute the reverb here, but maybe not. We'll see. We'll see where we go. It's not a bad start. Let me just check. Sounding all right so far. yeah, it's not too bad. I might have to turn. Yeah, no, that's okay. Just making sure it's all good. Okay. So I want some kind of... I had a little bit of an idea of some kind of a lower theme-ish type melody type of thing. So I'm just going to write here tune. I don't know what that means, to be honest, but we'll see. I'll take one of these EQs because I won't want the low end probably for this. And it's just easier to have it there already, so I know what it sounds like and all that stuff. Back to contact. Some kind of interesting higher end sound. I could play with more organics. Let's just check eDNA again. This is Spitfire stuff. Let's just check a little older sounds. That's a little cheesy. A little too cheesy. I'm looking for cheesy, but maybe not that. This is... might not quite work. Let's see if I can make this into something more interesting with an exciter. Let's just check the defaults first, or the presets. It's a little more interesting. Okay. Maybe if it's on, and then maybe I'll sync it into deeper into somewhere with this. It's still got the attack kind of. I'm not quite the sort of. You know what? I'll double this exciter. Let's see. It's a little crazy, but I want it to have that rough sound, and just then sink it deep. So let's see how it fits. Just add a little sound there. Little sort of lonely note there. And another there. We're not quite revealing the melody yet. Well, I don't expect it to be a melody really. Let's see here. Let's see if this... Yeah, I feel like the plucks that repetition thing now comes in a little too late, so I'll just turn it up a little bit and also so the filtering starts to open up a little earlier. Just to make sure that we do hear it a little earlier, so it increases the building up. Oh, but I need to hit retrospective record because I didn't record it. Let me just check. What note was I even... I think that's fine. Some kind of bass is definitely needed here. There's no bottom low end apart from those whooshes at the moment. But we're just creating the, you know, the kind of surrounding atmosphere. And that's okay. There's no rush. I do feel like we need to get the pluck a little bit here now. So a little quicker opening of the filters. So we're going with that theme, I guess, or that kind of melody. It's not a melody, but you know. So yeah, that's okay. It's not bad. Let's take a little bit of the low end here. We don't need that, so just remove it. Also, we don't really want to fill this area here between 100 and 400 either. We want to keep that pretty clean as well, or it will quick get muddy. Anyway, so there we have those. That's not, I don't think that's a bad start. We do need, like I said, some kind of a bass thing is necessary. So let's add bass rep. Some kind of a bass repetition thing here in the beginning. It's going to be subtle, but we do need the low end, I feel, to create what we were really looking for at this point. Let's see if we have anything here. Sub bass. Yeah, that's not really the kind of thing. Unless I would maybe adjust it a little bit. Let's make slow attack. So it's like opening slowly. It could actually... I don't know. Let's just play around a little bit. It's a little too much, I feel like, to have this repeating like this. But I do like the idea of having the low end there. But this sound particularly feels a little too... What if I play with the mod wheel here? That could work a little better, and it would give us more consistent low end, and I just kind of... So basically I'm filtering it and now opening up every now and then. Let's try it. Should have had the click on, actually. I'll do that again because I'll need the click for the tempo. Let's not yet go to that other note. There's probably need some kind of a hit there. Keep going. Still. Long riser here before the back end. I don't know. Let's see. It could be all right. I just feel like I need to get them. I need to make sure that the lows are actually low. So I'm just pulling this down so that it closes the filtering entirely. I'm pulling this down. Let's see how that feels. And maybe turn it down a little bit. Also, I'm going to add an EQ here because I do need this to dodge away when those booms and other things like that happen. Or again, we're getting too crowded of a low end otherwise. So let's just get rid of the very lowest end. And then let's use this one. It was bus number 5. Use a sidechain. Let's use full signal. Doesn't really matter as long as it registers. So I just need it to dodge away when those sounds happen. And then come back, and that's fine. Just so they don't compete too much. So these feel a little early now. Those felt fine. So here I think we need some kind of a, maybe not a hit, but definitely a soft hit, that type of thing. We're going to name it soft hit. Let's also do the same thing here. And we need some kind of a softer hit. Let's see. You know, I'm probably going to just be relying on this a lot on this one. Far hit. That sounds pretty good. And that's a little too much. We're looking for a high end more than the low end because we already have the low end there anyway. And that could work. Let's see. It's a little too, I don't know, lazy. It's a little bit too lazy. Let's just check trailer hits briefly. Yeah, something like that would be better. I'll tone it down, but we needed to have a little bit of punch. Yeah, it won't be that much on the surface, but we need it to be closer to that than the other one. Let's again check with click, because there are other elements in this track that if I'm just going to try and make it hit the right the beat without the click and with the other elements there, it's never going to work. It's a little early. That's pretty good. Maybe a little bit early still. No, it's a little bit late. So here we go. This is probably, yeah, that's fine. Okay. Then I think I'll muffle it just a bit. Or maybe I'll just throw the reverb in. Get some of the... Yeah. I think I'll just get some of the dryness out like that. And then place it a little bit further away. So not a lot more, but just a little more like that. Still a little too much, so we'll turn it down a bit. But yeah, anyway. Let's see how it works in the mix, or in the track. Bass is a little bit on. I want it there, but it needs to be very subtle in the beginning. Turning this down a little bit. It's a little too much on in my ears. Yeah, that's fine. And then I think what we're going to start from that. Okay, so this block needs to be coming earlier. I think the rhythmic thing, because it's not quite building up enough. And also I think we're going to start some kind of a rhythmic thing from that hit. But there's a little, the bass does a little bit, whoa, whoa. Boom, 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 that kind of thing. We'll see if we're going to use that later on in a bigger way. So, okay. I'll bring that up from a little earlier. Otherwise that works quite good, quite well. So the bass keeps going here. I'm gonna add some other things here, and then eventually we'll get to the bigger back end. Just gonna annoys me that I'm having to create a new track constantly, so I'm just gonna add a few more. These things we haven't yet used. I've added them there so that I can use them later. Anyway, here what did I want? Some kind of a rhythmic sort of pulse thing. So, pulse tick. I don't know if that's a good name. We'll see. I think I'll steal the texture EQ here. Just doesn't have to be anything complicated. I'll just turn this off. Not necessary to have that. And then we'll find some kind of a nice ticking type, rhythmic percussive type thing that I can add from that point onwards where the heat comes in. This is the wrong contact. Let's just check these ticks because they have loads of ticks here. So let's just test them first. They're TikTok loops. All trailers are full of them nowadays. Okay, a little too. These are a little too. That's pretty cool. I think that's breathing actually. That's quite interesting because it's not really a tick. Let's see. Yeah, I missed my spot. So I don't think that works this. Maybe later on. Yeah, something like this would be better. Again, I think I'll throw the reverb there already because I'm going to need it. I don't want it to be that dry. Maybe not quite as long as that. Yeah, let's try these. Two. Oh. Started a bit early. It's not quite timed right, but that's okay. I can do that afterwards. I'll add another one here. Let's hope it's subtle, just going. That last one might be a bit too much. It might be too much. That's better. So let's just see how these work together. Make them start so the loop. Okay, some of the loops are not starting at the right spot because I didn't start. A little bit deeper there in the mix. think that's pretty good. I don't know if that end going into 16s, I don't know if that's actually good. We can remove it later if it doesn't feel right. That feels okay. I think we might do another hit here. What would be a good one? Let's do it with the click again. Okay. Yeah, it's too early. Let's see. Yeah, that's okay. I'm gonna make these quieter than the less velocity or lower velocity than on this one. And then I'll just repeat them a couple of times. Just making sure it happens in the right spot. So that is not, needs to be one. Okay, so I think we're good here. Let's see how that sounds. So let us, okay. Might be okay. I do think we need some more higher elements there, some kind of screechy, I don't know, I guess like a little bit like signature sounds. So let's go like synth screech. Naming's not my strongest suit, however. Does not matter really. That is not what people care about. So let's see if we have anything interesting here. Specific plugs. I didn't actually mean for this to be so much keep forest, but it is good stuff. What if it was really far? A little less dry even. So here we have the beginning. Let's not add too much here. Let's see, that kind of works. Might do the good old filtering trick again. Okay, so I just did a little repeat thing there at the end. I think that's that's actually quite good. I quite like that. Just even less of that and maybe a little bit more. And then let's just make sure we hit the right. We quantize it so that the notes hit at the right time. So let's see, and then if I filter this in a kind of a similar way, so I'll add a low pass and I will add that to the animation, add the animation to that, and I can then do the filtering thing that I did with the other plucky thing as well. And this one we don't want quite as much, so I think we want it to be full blown there. Just not immediately early on. Might take some more of the low end off, actually. I will... They're just the tiniest little bit late, so I'll just nudge them forward a little bit. And I do like the sound. I'll take even a little bit more of the dry sound off. Actually, no, I don't. No, wait. Yeah, I don't want to do that. I will just filter it a little more. The first one especially. Let's see how this goes. Yeah, it was there, but you can't really hear it. It doesn't jump out in my face. That's good. Now there's some kind of a... Okay, it's opening too quick. It needs to be more in the background here and then come back in later. I think we want to double this with something else, with a kind of a nice high-end tail. We don't have to go all the way up. So wait, that doesn't really... Okay, let's see. know. Let's see. I think maybe. Seems okay. So I want this doubled with something else. Because it doesn't quite carry alone. So I will actually duplicate this. And I'll just switch instruments. Okay. Tried to save. Didn't like me to do that. What could be a good... We could use something actually a little more organic here. Maybe a glockenspiel. Could be interesting. Let's try it. And then just throw a crazy reverb on it. Just a more close mic, and mute it so we don't get the crazy. Let's hear it. Okay, I gotta nudge it up an octave. I might bring this in later. Just to give that like nice sparkle to it. So it doesn't just die. But I will turn it down a little bit. It's too much on the surface. Also kill the low end completely because we don't want it on this. I don't know if that comes across a little too... I think we definitely want this opening up a little earlier and more completely. But then let's kill the dry completely. Yeah, because it's an organic recording, an actual instrument. It has a little more variety to... So I might actually go with... Also have to go in the velocity and just check one of them. That sounds... Let's go with 100. Let's go with 100. All of them are played with... Well, no, maybe not. 80. And apply, and now all of them have the same velocity. So it's consistent. Well, still, they're round robin, so they're different recordings, but now we have the high end there, which was kind of missing from this whole track a little bit. Up until this point, anyway. Might want actually some kind of a pulse also on the bass. This is the intro, so I don't want to build this too far because we'll go into the harder hitting part later on. Also, I think a riser would be good, but let's just start with the pulse first. Bass pulse. That was interesting. So for this one, let me see. There might be a good one here on Audio Imperia. And then we have these pulses. I think these might work. One of these might work. Okay. Again, turn it down a little bit. Yeah, something like this, but obviously this is in the wrong key, so I'm gonna have to pitch it up. And there we go. So this is pretty good, but I also don't want it to be very much on the surface. And also probably want to play a bit of a reverb thing here. I'll use this one, but I will actually make it no, let's not do this. Let's do this. Okay. Yeah, something like that. So I will start this from the hit because I think it needs something like that there. Just to drive it forward a little bit more. Can't really hear it, so I can actually turn it up quite a bit probably. I probably stopped a little too late, early. This needs to start exact, and I need to stop at the last sort of possible, so it doesn't. We don't lose intensity somewhere just right in the last beat. Okay, so let's just see that from here. That's a little too much. It does obviously disappear towards the end, so I might have to automate it. The volume a little bit. Also, the timing is a little off, so actually, if we're doing any of that, let's just make sure that we don't get that problem. This tends to have that issue. I don't, this library, I don't know if there's actually anything, but if I cut it here, we'll be fine. Basically, just need to repeat the sample sort of more often. Start it over because it doesn't actually somehow exactly match to the tempo, which is unfortunate, but it's not a huge issue. It's okay. We can get a little bit more intensity on all those beats when it starts again. So let's see. So this works better now. Okay, this is where I'll start pushing it up just a little bit. Just to keep the intensity going up. And also because when I add a riser, which I will do now, riser long, it will kind of, well, if it will impact that as well. This could be a good one. Let's EQ there. Throw the riser in. I wonder what kind. This is very easily controllable, but let's just quickly see if we have anything interesting here. I haven't used this a lot, so there could be something new for me here. Effects, risers long, resonance noisy. I think resonance, let's start with that. And then we'll see. Okay, these are starting very high up. Okay, and also it's a little too intense. Something like this might work, actually. If I just keep it sort of quiet. I don't know how long this will take, this riser, so I'll just play it and I'll adjust it later on. Might have to control the high end a little bit. Okay, that's where it stops. I was maybe a bit late, maybe 2. Let's just adjust it so I know whereabouts it ends. That might be an okay spot. Let's see. If I control the high end a little bit, I can probably push it. A little bit more in the mix. I don't allow the high end to get too glitchy. Yeah, I'll control the high end a little more, and then I can push this up just a tad more. I think that works quite fine. I might duplicate this and put another riser in of a different type. Just to kind of not have just a single sound there. So let's see a different kind. It's a little too much. I like this one. Oh no, I don't like the end. Yeah, this is okay. It's from a different spectrum, and I'll just play it here and then again adjust later on. This is probably a shorter one, actually. There we go. So it will just be very much at the very end. So let's see how that works. Just controlling a little more of the low end there because I don't want that to get too mixed in, and maybe pull it down a little bit. I wonder if here I could have a little. Okay. This is ending a little too early, this one. I'm assuming not more than that. Just listen to it click so that it. Okay, a little bit too early again. Okay, let's see. The benefit of audio files would be that I could actually see it from the wave. Yeah, that's fine now. Good. So I do think here at the second round of hits, I want some kind of what was this actually? Oh, this is this. Was this the yeah, all sorts of loops. Let me just save so we don't lose anything. It's a little loud. Well, I could try this here. Okay. And just make sure that they are timed well, and then also that it's deeper in the mix. I don't really want it that much on the surface. So, and also I'll duplicate this because I'll use it for other things later on. So this one, just a little. Yeah, there we go. I'll have listened, so I don't know where to, if there's anything else I need, or we shall see. Bass pulse is a little too... Oh yeah, but I animated it, so I have to... A little too much on the nose there. And then the drop. And I continued the bass, but I don't know how far I will go. I might just actually start with the harder hitting parts. I want to use some of these loops. I know it's a little hacky. But I definitely want to use that. It just sounds so good. The drop can have some, maybe the tune thing, and maybe a little, maybe 2 loops is fine. I'm a little late with this loop, but that's okay. I think we'll go to about 2:20, 2.5 minutes. And then have a little outro. Okay, I have to stop it a little. Oh, actually, I was a little early. Indeed. I might have to... It's okay. It's not actually perfectly timed, but that's okay. Maybe play something with this. Let's see. But I think I'll do the beat first, and then I'll go back to the drop later. I'm gonna need this, and I'm gonna use this crazy percussion for this. It's pretty slammy. That kind of stuff. I'm gonna need to click and see where it starts. Something like that. Didn't play it perfectly, but we can edit that. 16s. Let's see if that works. Gonna need some compression on this. This might not be the right sound for that. No, maybe just it. Okay. Okay. It's okay. It's not bad. Not sure about those last hits. But I'll see about that later once there's something a little bit more complete. I will add the equalizer and take the very lowest end. Don't want that to be too congested, and of course I'll have to see about that later. What other things I add, and then also I'll add some kind of compression because this needs to be controlled a little bit. Nothing too much. I don't want to. I like the sound, so I don't want to kill it. Just to take the highest peaks off. Yeah, well, that's not terrible. You might need some crazy hits. Might need some crazy hits there. Probably not from this. I might want to make a whole new... So I'll bring the perk down next to the loop and kind of have these segments a little closer. Normally I would also be color coding and all that stuff, but I'm not too bothered about that at this moment. Well, I'm just gonna write in hits, but I think what I really need right now is some kind of the bass and synth type lead thing. So what I need to kind of go back and listen to what kind of themes do we have here that I could use. Did I actually come up with any melodic or tonal things? That I could then make into some kind of a pattern. That. Yeah, I had this synth screech thing, which could work as some kind of... That sort of thing. Right now I've used about half of my stream time. So yeah, I really need to get a move on with this. We'll do the drop later. But then do. That's not gonna work. This synth plug is not really the sort of thing that would work here, so I'm gonna change that. I will not be using that. I will see about no loops. I need some kind of a synth thing, maybe a lead. Like it could also be plugs. Let's see. Let's try that. It's not terrible. I think I have to start it on the beat because the beat goes like... Well, I don't know if that's good or not, but let's go with it. I think we're gonna need to... Oh, no, actually I can't do that. It will lose the... Okay. Okay, see, there's a little mistiming there. Yeah, it's... Interesting. lots of mistimings. Yeah, there we have it. Maybe just turn it down tiny a little bit. And let's see. Okay, it's a little bit loud. I might turn them down just a tiny little bit, everything. Actually, that's okay. Here we go. Okay, and then we're going to need lots of other things, of course, here. But yeah, so that line came from the thing we played here on the intro. So, you know, usually that kind of connection is always good. But yeah, let's see. Maybe the pulse would work here as well. I'm not sure that's necessary. I don't think it adds. This might add something actually more. Yeah, I think I'll add that, but I will actually just copy this. A little shortcut. And just move them up like that. So I'll be alright. I don't have to do all this thing again, and I can actually just copy this. Okay, well, actually I didn't need any of that stuff. But yeah, so now, right, if I play here. It's there. I think for the percussion, first of all, we need hits. We're going to need crash hits also. And then I think what I'm also going to want to add is an extra kind of snare, a little punch. Oop, that's not what I meant to do. Extra kind of snare to help with the snare hits a little bit. Have a little more slam, and then also add the kick. I might add an actual kick drum from let's see, or maybe even drums. Let's just see something here. Let's try something. Of course, this is might be too might get too close to some, I don't know. Using the loops and all that, it gets easily a little bit I don't know, lacking of your own identity, I guess. But not these. Band. There we go. Drum set. Let's see, because these are pretty big drums. I just have to. So these could sound pretty good actually with this. I don't know about the snare, but kick could be alright. At least with the spot only. Let's see. I'm just going to copy the perk onto here, and then I will let's mute, get rid of all these, and oh, let's still mute because I don't want to hear all that. Well, it's in the right spot actually. So it's a little lacking like this. Oh, I don't want that. But I think also could go just all a little less low end, a little more click. 7,000 maybe click. Somewhere here. And then let's add a little, some processing here. It's just, there's what would, let's try this stuff here. Different kick processing. That's a little crazy. Sounds like hitting the microphone or something. This is pretty good, but and it's compressed nicely. Might want to let's see if that does anything. So this is without. It definitely adds. We don't need that much. But it definitely adds to it if you listen without. And with. Yeah. So a little thing like that. They might all be a little too loud. Maybe not. And then the snare. I just want it to be, just want the snare to be there. As well, with the snare, we're not going to really need any of the low end. And I have something in mind. Maybe from here. I don't know if this is really the kind of sound I'm looking for. Let me just see if there's any. Here's snares. Let's see if there's anything good there. Oh, that's loud. Something like that. Yeah, more snare like. Let's see. Let's listen and see. This seems to be the best one to me. So now I'll copy this perk here and then just mute so that I can select all of these without hearing you know. And then also selecting these and then going down to this one and then now it should be playing. Without. With. Just more punch, you know? Might turn it down a little bit, we don't need it that much. With. Without. Yeah, so I think it works nicely. So I think we need some kind of a... Okay, we'll use the tick here. These are... we're gonna... Let's just duplicate that. We're gonna bring this much more in front. Up front. More dryness. More early. Less. And then... bring it up in the mix. Something like this. I know it's a little over the top, but hey, whatever. It works, I think. Gonna need the click, otherwise I won't be able to hit it. Add another one about halfway through. Now. Yeah, I don't know, the second one wasn't that good. Yeah, let's go with that. And let's make sure it starts at the right spot and it ends just before the end and not before. Just adds that drive that is necessary. So now that I listen, I'm pretty sure we needed like a pretty hard hitting bass there as well. So hardcore bass. Hey, there being better names, there's probably worse names as well. Oh, I completely used the wrong one. This is the old one. This is much newer. Leave some of the low end, and I'll sort out the low end towards the end a little more because it needs to be sorted out. There's probably too much going on. We shall need some kind of a really sort of gritty bass sound. Hard bass. Let's see. Let's see what we can find here. I don't know about this. Let's try. Well, it's not terrible. I think I'm just going to lift it up a little here, maybe at the highest end, actually, because it's got kind of interesting. And an interesting punch, and I might actually use a harmonic exciter here as well. Yeah, something like that. Just to give it a little bit of more punch. I'm not sure about that end, but we'll see, I guess. Why is this here? Nope. Let's... excuse me. What on earth did I do just then? Yeah, okay. Get rid of you. And then double click here so I can go back and... I think 16s is probably... I just started at the wrong spot here. I think that might be better to... yeah, go all the way to the end. That break there is good, but... I think just... I think I'll just leave it at the long note. So that's that kind of lower end and beat and all that sorted. And the click thing. So what we need is a crash. Maybe some hits. The crash might be enough to be honest. We'll see. And then of course we need some background like textures, which we could actually use these from the beginning. That's maybe a little too. I might just use this. Something like that. Just the. No, it's too much. It's too much the height. I'll just. This is just here as a texture, a drum. Here at the end. Whoa. Maybe a little too much at the end there. Let's see. I didn't record, so I have to retrospectively do that. I guess I could. Is this velocity based? I don't know. Let's see. That seems okay. Let me just check this here. Okay, seems like it is velocity based, so I can turn it up, push it up a little bit. So I think that's fine. These probably don't need to start quite so early. Can be. Important here to control the. It might actually duplicate this. Duplicate this and just make it a separate track entirely, so that I can actually take a little bit more of the low end. Okay, this is. I didn't mean to do that. A little bit more of the low end away, because I don't think we need so much that presence there. Could also drop it a little bit. Okay, now it's a little too much. I will need to take a little bit of a break here. So we'll be right back in a second, or in a minute. And I think then what we're going to do is we are going to add some kind of a kind of more repetition thing. Higher end, maybe even strings that are kind of pretty strongly processed, like short strings, just to have some kind of, and then of course the crashes, and then some kind of intensity riser thing towards the end, and then we'll work on the drop or the interlude, so to speak, and then the outro, and then hopefully we'll get somewhere. Okay, be back in a sec. Right. We are back. Had to take a bit of a relief break there. Let's just play through it once. See where we're at. There's nothing in the drop or the interlude yet. Of course, nothing in the outro yet. But let's just play from the beginning for a little bit. So yeah, nothing here yet. But then we move on and we eventually get to this. There'll be more on this, of course, some kind of a repetitive pulse thing at the top end. Maybe strings with a lot of processing going up. And then we'll have some kind of an outro as well. But we have about 1.5 hours left, so we can't really stop and put too much detail into anything at this point because, yeah, it's not that long of time. So without further ado, I guess what we'll do is I'll add the crashes for this. Also, I'll just cheat a little bit. I'll add the risers. I'll copy these that I used before. I'll use them in this part as well, and then that should allow me to. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Allow me to have a riser there. So we're going one over. Yeah, that's it. Okay, the riser's there, and I don't have to play them in again. Let's see then the crash. Yeah, I don't need any of the low end for the crash. And what kind of a crash should I use? Maybe I'll just use an orchestral one. It's pretty simple. And then just hit it. But that's not the sound I want, so what we'll do to it, we'll just completely destroy it pretty much. And with some plugins. A little loud, so let's turn it down. It gets a little too thin, that, so I don't want it to be quite that thin. Okay, if I use the highest velocity, I can bring it down a bit, and then I'll also use harmonic exciters. And let's see, not bass, crunchy lead maybe, or something that would take. Yeah, let's just add some mix. Just be dirty with it. Yeah. Remove that. That's sounding okay now. And then add reverb. And take a little bit of that off. Now we can probably pull it up a little bit. And I'm going to need a click for this. And I'll try and play it in. I don't even know when exactly to play, but let's see. I'm not going to play it here. I don't want it too often. If I play it on every bar, it's just too much. Also, we need somewhere to go, so here maybe I can add a little slightly lower velocity, and then here. Not sure about the end there, but otherwise, not terrible. So that's that. So this probably needs to be higher velocity. Let's see. Also, I need to probably quantize this, so make sure that they hit the right spots. And then because it's, I think, a little lazy, I might just nudge it forward a tiny little bit so it doesn't, that it hits the right note. Right beat, sorry. Now we have the risers in as well. Gonna need some extra percussive thing starting from the middle here that repeats a little bit more. Add a little more drive to it. Okay, so the last one is too much. I'm just gonna actually remove that. And then let's just go from here. So this needs to be high. There we go. That's the crash. No more in your ears, okay? So we're all good. It can be quite annoying sometimes to do these individual things for a longer time. But anyway, that's all good. Maybe I'll add that kind of a thing here on the second half, or maybe just this first half and then that on the second half, kind of going along with the synth plug line there. Let's try it. So it's doing the same thing as the and then add the octave after right here. It's okay. I think I'm going to definitely have to mute that so we don't get the tail from it. And also I noticed when I added the octave, I don't want the lowest note on the higher octave because it hangs too long. So I removed that there. And then let's just check that the timings are okay. These are eighth notes, so quantize them. This is a little sloppy again, so I'll just nudge them forward the tiniest little bit. Okay. So, okay. Then we need some kind of a repetition thing. Rather, sounds like some good battle music. All right. Well, good. It's yeah, it's kind of game music style, I guess. Let me just then add the actually let's listen from the beginning once. And save also. How was your cyberpunk session? I need a little more here. This is a little bit lonely. Didn't realize crit stat is still bugged. Wasted a lot of slots. Oh. Yeah, that game's got quite a few bugs. Yeah, no interlude yet, but then we go. Yeah, Cyberpunk's had a lot of bugs, but honestly, other than that, I really like Cyberpunk, and especially the story aspects, especially the side quests. But definitely the bugs and those are kind of bringing it down a little bit. It's not quite at the sort of level that games should be, in my opinion, when they release. But also that seems to be the norm. If you remember back to, like, I don't know, Skyrim or something, it was it was absolute horror when it released. Or even just Fallout 76. These are Bethesda games, of course, but anyway, it is what it is. Still fun, yeah. Like you said, frustrating, some basic stuff isn't fixed. Yeah. So yeah, I think then the repetition thing, because then I don't need a whole lot more there in the back end. I'll go string rep. I can steal this one because I don't need the low end of the strings. Probably steal the reverb from there too. Just bring it down a little. And add Cinematic Studio strings. Just go full ensemble. We get the like really full stacks or spiccato. There we go. And then this will be something like that. I don't know yet. Let's see. I gotta break this sound though. This is too clean. Raza, don't think CD Red wants to start being compared to Bethesda release dates. Yeah, well, definitely not. Although Witcher was pretty buggy as well, but I don't think anyone should should want that. It just seems to be where we're at now. I get the games are more complicated nowadays than, or let's just say bigger. There's so much more harder to test, but clearly there's also more greed. That's too muddy. This might be a good sort of. Let's see. Maybe not from this beginning yet. But from here, so. There's no way I can play that with this delay. I'll just play that here with the click. Try again. Okay. Let's play with that. That's terrible. But I can play with that. First of all, here, let's. That's not good. Let's go here. Okay. These might be a little too. Where the heck? Oh, yeah. Doesn't need to be perfectly clean. I think that's completely fine. Let's just see if it works. You know, it might be that it doesn't even work at all. So, okay, it's not a terrible idea. I'm not sure it's musically the most interesting way of going about it, but the sound is not right. It needs to be more. More broken, even more than that, maybe. Just a little bit of bit more of some. Let's go with, what about this? Let's hear it. Much quieter. Anyway, what kind of a build do you have, Raza? Yeah, that's okay. It's not much, but it's there. Tech in some reflex corpo rifles with a bit of stealth. Okay. I played full stealth blades. Actually, haven't finished yet. It was quite fun. I thought maybe the game is... I think the game works quite well for that style. Okay, synth rep. Something a little more than... Well, the strings are kind of there now just as a spice. You can barely even hear. But now we want the synth. That will be a little bit more involved. Like, maybe we have a loop here that I could use. Let's see. Turn it down a bit, mix it down. I want a high one. Nah, this isn't right. So let's just do it ourselves. Let's go with key. That might be alright. Raza, I may do a second speed playthrough. Full body, cool, reflex, melee weapon only. Maybe mantis blades. Yeah, I didn't do the mantis blades actually because I don't know, I just felt like the katana was pretty cool. But mantis blades might be fun. Actually, just using fists could be cool as well because, you know, just get the gorilla arms and do that. I don't know. That is not what I want. Let's see if we can work with that at all. First of all, let's just take that. There's enough reverb already. And let's just try and make it a little dirtier. And then just obviously much deeper in the mix. So yeah, let's see. I don't know. Play something. kind of messed up the end there. But that's okay. That's tough to play when the with this kind of a delay. These are 16s. Yeah. Forget about all of that. And let's just do that again. Instead. There we go. Because that was terrible. Okay. I think this is pretty close the end part now. So I'm not going to focus on that too much now. Because I need still to do the interlude and the outro. And I have an hour left. Okay. Quite the challenge, this. This time frame that I've set for myself. Okay, so I need to check. I need to listen so I know what kind of an outro thing I will do. Ah, I see. Okay, that's why it sounded so weird last time. Okay, good to know. I need to mute these. These are doubled right now. I don't want that. Oh, no click, please. Thank you. Raza, I won't distract you anymore. You got an hour to finish this, so good luck. All right. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Have a good night, man. And you can always check the finished track on YouTube if you want. I think this is fine to keep here. Yeah, there are a few tracks I need to mute entirely for the outro so that I don't get that harmony hanging, because I don't really like that there. But anyway, let's do the interlude at this point because that's something we need. I need some kind of it's kind of harsh, but Let's see. It's just that low end there. Ah, did I really? Okay. Okay. I have to play that again. Okay. I think that's okay to have there. It's not really the key part of this or anything like that. It's just there. I could have this pluck thing go into it, but something else. Just add another type of sound here. Actually, I'm going to add 2 tracks. And one of them will be like another texture for the interlude. And another one will be kind of bendy sounds. Let's see if we can find any. I think it's probably fair to take which one might be good. Let's just throw this in here. I'm just trying to save time, really. 120, fine. Okay, so texture, another texture in the interlude. We need something else here. Let's just use something more organic a little bit. Forward rewinds, that's good. And then probably reverb the heck out of it. It's a little, well, let's try. Why not? And then throw just throw a big reverb on it. Let's see. I don't know what to play yet, so I gotta figure that out first. Well, not that. So not in that form, but maybe something like that there. I think this needs to start earlier. It's too muddy. Just take some of that down, add a little bit of the higher end here, and let's just remove the lower end a little bit. Let's see how that. And we're gonna hard cut it. Here. Pow. No. Do it. Pow. There we go. Okay. Let's go from here. I think this needs to drop a little lower there. Let's try that again. Gets too loud actually, or too much in your face at the end. I don't want that. It's too much. I want it to rise, but not in the way that it did just then. And also I might just need lots of other kinds of sounds there. Maybe from here I could use this for I don't know. We'll leave it there for now. And I'm not too sure about that. But maybe if I duplicate it and make it even sort of more distant. And just kind of remove these here. And just make it into a slightly more even interesting kind of thing. Even less dry stuff. Further, bigger reverb. And just turn it down. Okay, these are, I don't know what these are. Let's just go from little, I don't know what's going on. think this needs to be quite a bit. A little riser wouldn't hurt there. I wonder if we can find a softer one. I have some other ones that I can use. I shall add soft riser and add it maybe using rise and hit. That could work quite well, and then go into smooth from afar. Let's try this. Oh, here we go. But don't continue through. So where is that? Don't. Okay. Yeah, that high thing is too much. What's hazy blade? Could always try that. Let's go with a whole 16. So 16 from 16 bars. It would be from here. So then here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Hey, wait a minute. Am I counting these wrong? Okay. How about 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so here we go. I start from there. Okay. Oh no, I'm counting it all wrong. Yeah, that's what I thought. Didn't make any sense to me. Back to 16 then. And I'm just starting here and then I'll move it afterwards. Right. Make it, turn it down or put it down a little lower in the mix. It is the tiniest bit. Yeah, this is all wrong. I don't want triplets and I don't want this much of. It's a little loud still, and also I think I will need to also hard mute this as well, or at least definitely do something a little bit more to it, because it's not very interesting drop before the hit starts right now. I think I'll just not hard. Let's see how that works. Okay, I gotta go from here because I have no clue what I'm doing right now. We definitely need more weird stuff going on in this segment. I think it gets to... I'm just gonna do this. And then I will still hard mute it where it is. I want it to stop more in the middle of... the sound, like... have a little bit more glitchy type feel to it. That's okay. It's a little... it's not... it needs to be more on the surface, I feel like. There, pushed it up a little bit. Okay. Now we need way more stuff going on here because it doesn't feel good at all at the moment. Feels sort of very lonely. I will try some kind of a... because I'm really running out of time, so I'm just gonna try some... let's try some loops. That's too short. I wonder if that's too much for this segment. Yeah, it's too tonal, but not interesting enough. That might work. So I'll leave that in. It's not actually really what I want, but I will leave that in. I will actually edit it a little bit. I will take a little bit of the low end more off, but also a little bit of the high end, just mute it a bit. And then also I'll throw and reverb on it. Actually, that kind of made it interesting, the way it sounds right now. Let me just listen from the beginning. Get a better idea of what's going on. Because I do need to finish this soon. I think this needs to open a little bit more. I'm gonna skip this because I don't want this to play over, and also I'm gonna hard mute this one as well, so that it doesn't play over that gap. I want that gap to be cleaner. It needs to have like a nice clean break before the beat hits. But that's fine, and I think I might actually do a little duplicate of this and just throw these away, but throw this up an octave, because I think oops. Yeah, okay, the loops are all messy. So it's way too loud now, obviously, but... And also, I think we need one more octave. So a little bit of the same sound as in the intro, but I'll just make it much, much quieter, I guess. Or much more deep in the mix. Even less. Yeah, so it's not too far off. I'd say this actually doesn't really work that well. I'll just throw it in there very deep to support a little bit of the lower octave. Also, I'll Maybe throw this a little deeper in the mix. It's not quite as... Okay, let's see. Actually, I think that's going to be fine for now, and I'm just going to try and do some kind of an outro for this. Before it's too late. Because it might be very simple, something like this. This plays forever. That's probably not good enough, but we might have some... What else could we do for the outro? I have to listen to it so I know. Yeah, so the crash... Okay, I gotta do this stuff now. Produce these ends a little bit more. So the crash needs to die here. I don't want to hear it after that. And then there were some other things. Some plucks. I don't want to hear this probably. Kill it. There. Probably this as well. Too many tonal harmonies there at the moment. And actually that just nudged up a little. I don't want that. There we go. And then there was one more thing somewhere. Probably this. We'll just go with here and kill it. Just so when we have the hanging notes afterwards, it's a little bit less tonal and just less messy, I guess, more produced. I think what we need only... So we have this. And I think I'm just going to add like a kind of like a siren thing, like far away. So outro siren. Or, I don't know if that's the right word for it actually, but we'll see. Turn it down a little. Kind of like a signature type sound. Signature screams, maybe. Let's see that. Well, let us see. Yeah, something like this, but like muffled. So I'm going to add this to the very sort of last repetition of the back end. And then that's kind of what's left over. So let's start from here. I'll just add that and boop, boop, there we go. And then I don't know, is this? Yeah, I guess that's all right. But what I'll do is I'll actually get some of the lower end away because I don't want that. It sounds too much in the back end here. So now it works okay. It doesn't take. However, so the reason I put it here in the back at the very end is because it just works better if it in the outro stage. Then, even though we don't really properly hear it, we still have our brain will actually recognize it from the back end, and also it adds a little something to the very end. But so our brain will actually still, even though you don't really properly hear it, it's not on the surface or anything. Our brain will go, huh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. You know, it's sort of left over from the back end. I'll just make it much less. Like that, and I think I'll just start muffling it away. So again, add low pass, automate it. Which one was it? 6 again. Add it to the automation, and then let's here automate it. And I think we'll go like muffled back to more to normal, and then back to muffled. That's the we're gonna have that kind of a wave thing going. Okay, goes a little too, gets a little too clear, and then goes muffled a little too soon here. And I think this one we won't even hear because it's too low. So let's just go like that. And okay, this is not too far from being finished. For the purposes of streaming. No thanks. And yeah, let's go. Let's, oh, no click, please. Let's just listen to it once. I think if I need to add anything. So this note here is to this specific note. Slow build. I think it's all right. Yeah, it's not perfect, but it's fine. And then the end will be here. So let's mark that as the end. And then in the master, I'll just, I don't know, from here, I'll just pull it down. And then the start is here. So mark it as start. This is a quick way of doing this. And then I will mark that area down so I can bounce it. However, at this point, still, I'm just going to go and do a couple of things, throw them in the master chain. Nothing, nothing a lot, because I'm not really interested in making any massive changes here. I'm just going to throw that at 30. 30 seems okay. I'm going to go and check that we don't get just a little, you know, and then add it just a tiny little bit sparkle. And I like to put tape saturation in, but I'm not sure if it will fit this track, but I guess I could try. No noise. I don't want that. And then, of course, to go with the modern limiting, true peak, ceiling -1, and throw a little more. Let's see how this works. It's going to be louder now. I want to maximize, make it louder, but I don't want to smash it too much, so that we lose all the, you know, sort of punchiness. Probably push it a little further. Just gonna see the end. And that's pretty good. I'm gonna throw it at 7. Okay. Oh, no. Let's not do that. So I think that's pretty much finished. That's what I can do in this time frame anyway. I've done worse, I reckon. So I'm just going to bounce this. I didn't get a name for this, but I might name it something. Well, I'll just leave it like this, and I will surprise you with the name and the upload. No, actually, name it. What can you call this? It's kind of dark. So what would be a good dark name? Like I honestly have no good ideas for this. Okay, I'm not gonna stay here. I shall name it later. Okay, let's see. Right, bouncing now, so I will be quiet. And then I will upload this on YouTube as well. Let's see. Just a moment, I need to block this person. And ban them. Or this bot, rather. Okay, here we go. Bouncing. And there we go. All done. That was pretty fun. I think it's not a bad groove to that ending. It's very cyberpunk, I guess. I don't know if it's a little too close, but hey, I didn't really intend. I guess somebody came. Raza came in chat and said was talking about cyberpunk, so probably impacted this a little bit. But anyway, Well, it's a decent track. It's not terrible. 4 hours. I'm pretty happy with that. And yeah, not at all a bad stream. So that's it for this Music Monday, and then I shall be back tomorrow and back playing video games, and live music production will continue a week from now again, and again next week Monday we shall create something different. Let's see how that works out. Alrighty. Good night.